A mother dog's worst nightmare had just come true. Her puppy was in danger. Trapped on a sheet of fragile ice, the pup struggled, unable to escape. Desperate, the mother barked and paced, trying to save her little one. But just when all hope seemed lost, someone stepped in. You won't believe who. In the middle of a quiet winter afternoon, the snow blanketed the world in a soft, peaceful hush. The trees stood tall and still, their branches heavy with snow, while the field stretched out in front of the old cabin like an endless white canvas. In the distance, a small family of dogs played near the warmth of their mother, a loyal German shepherd named Bella. Bella had been through so much in her life, but nothing mattered more to her than her puppies. She was a devoted mother, always by their side, keeping them close and safe from the dangers of the world. Each day, she watched over them as they explored the snow, their tiny paws slipping in the cold, their playful barks filling the air with joy. But on this particular afternoon, things took a turn. One of Bella's puppies, a curious little one, wandered further from the group. The puppy's tiny paws sank into the snow, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. A pond, hidden beneath a thin layer of ice. The puppy, trying to explore further, found itself slipping, and suddenly, it was trapped in the freezing water. Bella's heart raced as she realized what had happened. Her worst fear had come true. Bella's instincts kicked in immediately. She barked frantically, her body trembling with anxiety. Her eyes locked on the small puppy, now struggling in the icy water. The puppy's tiny body bobbed helplessly, its movements growing weaker with every passing second. Bella's heart pounded in her chest as she dashed toward the edge of the frozen pond. The ground beneath her paws was slippery, and the ice creaked ominously under her weight. She hesitated, knowing the danger of the fragile surface, but her love for her puppy overpowered any fear she felt. She moved forward slowly, her legs trembling as she tried to keep her balance. With each step, she watched in horror as the puppy flailed, its cries for help piercing the cold air. Bella was close now, so close, but the ice cracked beneath her, threatening to give way. She had to act fast. Bella reached out, her paws desperate to grab the puppy, but the ice continued to splinter under her weight. She couldn't reach far enough, and the distance between them seemed insurmountable. She barked louder now, hoping someone, anyone, would hear her desperate call. The cold wind whipped through the trees, carrying her cries of distress, but there was no one in sight. She was on her own, and in that moment, Bella felt a sense of helplessness she had never known before. Just when Bella thought all hope was lost, a figure appeared in the distance. At first, Bella's frantic eyes didn't register who or what it was. But as the figure grew closer, her heart skipped a beat. It was another dog, a larger German shepherd, strong and confident, moving with purpose toward the edge of the frozen pond. This wasn't just any dog. Bella recognized the familiar face, Max, an old friend, and a seasoned rescue dog who had saved countless lives in the past. Max had been in the area for a while, watching over the neighborhood, and Bella had heard rumors of his heroism. Today, it seemed, he was the one answering the call. Max stopped at the edge of the ice, assessing the situation with calm precision. Bella's eyes met his, and there was a brief, wordless exchange. She didn't need to say a thing. Max knew what to do. He understood the urgency, the bond between mother and puppy. Without hesitation, Max stepped onto the ice, his large paws making careful, deliberate movements. Bella watched in awe, her breath catching in her throat. She had tried everything, but now, someone was taking charge, someone with the strength and experience to succeed where she had failed. She watched Max move forward, determined and fearless, ready to save the day. Max took a deep breath, his eyes narrowing with focus. The ice beneath him groaned, the surface thin and fragile, but Max wasn't fazed. He was experienced. He knew how to move with care in situations like this. Each step was measured, calculated. His paws barely skimmed the surface as he inched closer to the struggling puppy. Bella stood at the edge, watching with bated breath, her body trembling with fear. She barked once, a soft plea, as Max moved ever closer to the edge of the water. The puppy's tiny body was now almost completely submerged, its movements sluggish and weak. The cold was taking its toll, but Max didn't hesitate. He reached the puppy, and with one swift, strong motion, he grabbed it by the scruff of its neck. The puppy let out a weak whimper as Max gently lifted it from the freezing water, his strong teeth holding on tight. Max's heart raced as the ice cracked beneath him. With the puppy securely in his grip, he turned and began to retrace his steps, his body tense but steady. The ice groaned and shifted with every step, but Max didn't falter. With a final push, Max reached the safety of the shore. Bella rushed to him, her eyes wide with relief as she saw her puppy, shivering but safe. The puppy was alive. The rescue had been successful. Max carefully placed the puppy on solid ground, where Bella immediately nuzzled it, licking its small face in relief. The danger had passed, and the bond between them, mother, puppy, and hero, was unbreakable. The world around them felt quieter now, as if the storm had passed. Bella stayed close to her puppy, gently licking its tiny face, her tail wagging softly as relief washed over her. The puppy was still trembling, but the warmth of its mother's affection was enough to calm its shaking. Bella nuzzled it again, her heart slowly returning to its normal rhythm, the panic and fear starting to fade. Max stood a few steps away, his head lowered as he watched the mother and puppy. He didn't seek praise or attention. He was content with knowing the job was done. He had seen the fear in Bella's eyes, and now, seeing her safe and her puppy alive was enough. His job was finished. But Bella wasn't quite ready to let go of her gratitude. She walked over to Max, her gaze soft yet full of appreciation. She gave a quiet whine, her eyes locked on his, as if to say, "Thank you." Max responded with a simple nod, his eyes calm, understanding the silent words between them. As Max turned to leave, his large frame disappearing into the distance, Bella and her puppy huddled close. The world was still cold, but in that moment, it felt warmer than ever. The puppy snuggled closer, finally safe, its tiny breath steadying. The storm had passed. They were going to be okay. As Bella and her puppy lay there on the edge of the frozen pond, nestled together for warmth and comfort, something deeper seemed to settle between them. The rescue was over, but the significance of what had just occurred was still sinking in. Max, the unexpected hero, had come from nowhere and saved the day. But it wasn't just about the rescue. It was about the connection between the animals, their loyalty, and the unspoken bond that existed between them. Bella, with her fierce love for her puppy, had done everything she could, but she couldn't do it alone. It was Max's bravery, his calmness in the face of danger, that had made all the difference. Sometimes, the world throws challenges at us that we can't face alone. Sometimes, it takes the help of others, especially those we least expect, to overcome the obstacles in front of us.